The Calcutta High Court has dealt a significant legal setback to the All India Trinamool Congress, also known as TMC, just a day before the party's politically important July 21 Martyrs' Day rally. On Monday, that is today, the High Court refused to grant interim relief against the Enforcement Directorate's decision to freeze 3 bank accounts. West Bengal Party allowing the restrictions on the accounts to remain in force. Notably, the order was passed by Justice Krishna Rao, who declined to stay the Enforcement Directorate's action under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, also known as PMLA. As a result, the 3 bank accounts which reportedly hold around Rs 440 crore will remain frozen until further orders, while the court continues hearing the TMC's petition challenging the ED's action. The ruling comes as a major setback for former Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee-led TMC, which had requested permission to operate the accounts until the case was finally decided. However, the court refused to grant any interim permission, observing that it would not interfere with the Enforcement Directorate's decision at this stage of the proceedings. The ED froze the accounts as part of its ongoing money laundering investigation into the alleged financial transactions involving party funds that is transferred to the KOL Aviation India and an associated company between April 2023 and June 2026. According to the agency, the transactions were allegedly linked to the proposed purchase of an aircraft and a helicopter, prompting it to invoke provisions of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and impose debit restrictions on the accounts. Appearing on behalf of the TMC, senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi argued that the ED's action effectively nullified an earlier order of the Calcutta High Court. He informed the court that another bench had previously allowed the party to operate the same bank accounts under the supervision of a special officer after they had initially been frozen on the directions of the West Bengal police. Well, that earlier police action followed a complaint filed by rebel TMC MLA Biswanath Das, who alleged misuse of party funds and sought an investigation into the accounts. Singhvi argued that the ED was fully aware that the accounts were likely to be defrozen following those proceedings, yet it imposed a fresh freeze by initiating a separate money laundering investigation. The Enforcement Directorate, however, defended its decision, stating that its action was completely independent of the earlier police proceedings. The agency maintained that the freezing of the accounts was based on suspicious financial transactions being investigated under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and had no connection with the earlier police-directed restrictions. Apart from the 3 accounts containing around Rs 440 crore, reports indicate that debit restrictions have also been imposed on several other TMC bank accounts, following separate directions that are issued by the state police. The ED has also sought details of financial transactions worth nearly Rs 164 crore, which it considers suspicious and relevant to its investigation. And after hearing both the sides, Justice Krishna Rao refused to grant any interim relief, making it clear that the court would not interfere with the Enforcement Directorate's decision at this stage. Consequently, the party will not be allowed to operate the frozen accounts until further orders are passed in the case. And the development comes at a politically sensitive time for the TMC, just ahead of its annual July 21 Martyrs' Day rally, one of the party's biggest political events. While the TMC maintains that the freezing of its account is affecting its organizational and political activities, the Enforcement Directorate has insisted that the action is a part of the lawful investigation into the alleged financial irregularities. And with the High Court refusing interim relief, the legal battle between the TMC and the ED is all set to continue, while the fate of the frozen bank accounts will now depend on the court's final decision after detailed hearings into the matter. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.